welcome everyone to Wheels Museum. I wish you were here with us today. We're having a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
We're having the TTOS meeting. Is that
TCA.
TCA?
Yeah,
TTOS.
Train Collectors Association.
Okay. Okay. And this is Tony Porzio, who's
And
a member
I'm a member of the TCA, but I'm also currently, as of this hour, president of the TTOS New Mexico division. But we've merged with the TCA now.
Oh, Mazel Tov. You know what that means?
Yes, of course.
Okay, what does that mean?
Mazel Tov is all good things to you.
Yes, congratulations.
All good things.
Congratulations. Well, wonderful. So
Yeah.
this is great because these are wonderful, wonderful model train groups that meet at Wheels Museum. Once a month, we're thrilled to have them. They run trains and they do fabulous activities to further the cause of model railroading, which is
sure
a wholesome and wonderful thing that we're all part of.
One of many railroad clubs in New Mexico. We are particularly the group that caters to the three-rail, the toy train operators.
Yes.
American Flyer and Lionel specifically, and others, but that's mostly what our club does.
Is it fun?
It's so much fun. I mean,
see.
it's for us, it's the fun of actually operating and running the trains. But also, of course, with Lionel and American Flyer, you have all the nostalgia back to the 1950s.
That's right. Yeah. And if you come to Wheels Museum, we have the layout.
Quite a big three-rail layout.
Yes, we do. We have. I think it's about 40 feet long, something like
Oh,
maybe or more, maybe 60 feet long.
It's
Maybe.
big. It's
yeah.
big.
And we're constantly revamping it and fixing it, and it takes a lot of work. And sometimes the fellows who run will come, oh, something broke, and they're saying it's very upsetting. So, but it's wonderful when it's running, and children love it.
Sure.
Everyone loves it. So tell us about some of the things that your clubs are doing.
Well, the TCA and the TTOS have merged. TTOS, unfortunately, is going away. The national organization is folding this year. But that only means we got more TCA members now here in Albuquerque.
Okay, good.
And our main public outreach are our swap meets. And there'll be two more this year. First, October 19th. And that will be at Netherwood Park Church at the intersection of San Mateo and Indian School. And then after that, we will have a meet on December 7th. And that'll be the two remaining meets for this year. There will be 3 meets next year, which I don't have the current dates with me, but when you come to the meet, you'll be more than plied with flyers and information about our other events. And we'll have a presence at Railroad Days next week.
Wonderful.
And at the rails along the Rio Grande meet, which is the NMRA, the National Model Railroad Association. Those are more like the HO and N-gauge operators, but we will be there with our modules.
Good.
And we will have a table for the TCA, again, handing out flyers and pushing our Polar Express raffle that we have at Christmas.
That's wonderful. And do you mentor children? Do you help young people learn about this?
We will help anyone who wants to learn about
That's
this.
wonderful.
And we have very active members. I myself am not only active in the club, I am teaching, as a volunteer, I'm teaching electronics at one of the charter schools. And I like to push the train aspect to the students in terms of controlling automation as the semester goes on.
We also teach curriculum with APS, and what you're doing is so important. And I think also the trains, for me, as you say, it's the sentiment and it's the culture and it's the artistic part of it and it's the design part of it.
Yes.
So it embodies so many, many wholesome and wonderful, important parts of our culture and of our learning. And so I'm so grateful to you.
As a hobby, there's so many skills you can
exactly
learn.
Right.
From mechanics to electronics to art and scenery.
Yes,
and,
that's right.
And even miniature painting.
Yes,
so there's nothing you might be interested in that can't have an application to a model railroad.
Yes, and we have found also that many times people, maybe they're not too happy or there's something going on in their life.
Yeah.
And when they come and they run the trains, it's very uplifting to them and very happy to them. And there's autistic people and various other situations that it's very, very educational, and they love it, and they really take it to heart. So I'm so grateful. I never knew any of that until I started this 30 years ago, but I've learned a few things along the way. One time I took that O-gauge layout and I redid it, and a man came in and he threw away everything that I had done. He took everything off, and it broke my heart. And he said to me, well, that's how we do it in model railroad, and we change things.
Oh, sure.
So
Yeah.
I know now that they do change things, but he was kind of cruel to me. But
One of the-
anyway, I got over it. But I love the new designs that are coming up, and the old ones. It's wonderful. We do scavenger hunt sometimes. We ask people.
Absolutely.
On one of our layouts, I ask people, see if you can find the naked man. And there's a little man about this big taking a bath outside of his little old house. But there's weddings that go on.
Oh, yes.
And farms that go on, and circuses, and so many fabulous
you can have
aspects of
a
society.
building for everything.
A building for everything. And we're working on one right now, which we haven't really made public, that's going to be sort of the future. So that's
really?
going to be fun. Yeah.
Yes, that does sound like
And we're
fun.
taking unusual materials to try to make something of the future.
Yeah, you don't see too many people going into the future.
That's right.
With their model railroads.
That's
But
right.
on my last one, I actually had a subway station that was supposed to be 100 years in the future. Even though it had the old tiling that you would find in an old subway station, the maps and the train markings and all the destination markers
Interesting.
were for lines that don't exist yet. Maybe they will one day.
I love that. I love that. See, so it's before and now and in the future.
Yeah, you can do everything.
So come and join us. There's a big group of guys here today and ladies
Oh,
who are
yes.
interested in fact, I'm seeing more ladies than I used to. For some reason, there aren't too many women who work on the model trains. I don't know why that is, but hope we can get more.
There are. I've met enough in my time.
Enough.
Oh yeah,
I
I
don't know what
would, but
enough
I would
is,
say
but okay.
enough. But it's not like we're devoid of the female presence.
Of the female
It's
presence.
Very.
Okay, well, good.
They are there.
Well, good. And when you come to Wheels, you see every scale. We have Z all the way to Garden, and we have the rail train that goes around, and we have a real big-sized train car, and so anything you want to see. And as you mentioned, Railroad Days,
That's coming up. Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, the steam locomotive 2926 will be here at Wheels, and we just met with them this morning again, and we worked with them for 20 years. So please come Saturday and Sunday, and you'll see your booth and Wheels Museum and the steam locomotive and other vendors. And we're bringing a train from Tularosa also that people can ride around the site too. So it's a lot of fun next Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 2.
If people have not seen the 2926 yet, that is such a wonderful, almost undescribable thing to watch, but it's also a great thing for the city to have had the support they've given to that. But it's also a testimony to the great volunteers who restored that engine.
They put in 20 years and $3.5 million. And this morning there were a dozen of them out in the back here cleaning up the rocks, getting ready. So it's a constant, very difficult operation, let us say.
A lot of work, but the result is obvious.
Very obvious and very important, very, very important. It weighs about 1 million pounds. And in this visit, people are going to be allowed to go into the cab and see it.
Excellent.
And of course, come into Wheels Museum and ride our trains in here and see what we have in here.
Very good.
See what you have. And I know you're working.
It will be a lot of fun, yes.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh,
That's the word I asked you. So that's what we're looking for. That's exactly right. Tell us what else you do, your group does.
The TCA, what we are trying to, first of all, we are preserving as collectors the old toy trains going back to the 1900s. So that's one of the main goals. The other goal is to help the members and anyone who asks how to keep these old trains running, how to build layouts, and an interesting aspect of the hobby right now is to educate the members on how to run the newer products.
Oh, interesting.
The complexity, like with everything having to do with computers, has gone like that. And we have trains that will respond to not only a handheld unit, but also to an app on a phone.
Yeah.
And it's for the older gentlemen and ladies who only played with a transformer, to take out your cell phone and to start running your engine from that.
Ooh.
It takes a little bit of training. Let's just say training.
I bet.
But of course, what the engines can do now, what the trains can do, is just amazing, especially when it comes to the soundboards. There are very high level audio boards in trains now that make every sound you can think of, including the cook and the waiters in the dining cars talking.
So wonderful. It's so wonderful. All this AI kinds of things. When you're running the trains, I wondered this question with so many of you guys. When you're running the trains, do you feel like it's real life? Do you feel like you're running a real train?
Well, it's getting easier and easier to feel that way, because not only do we have these amazing engines and trains that do so many things, but of course, if you want, there is an engine you can put on, or at least a flat car in front of the engine that has a TV camera, and you can watch going down the track just like the engineer would. So of course, the increasing complexity of electronics has made its way into the hobby.
Interesting, yeah.
So you can do that, but on the other hand, again, the nostalgia aspect is just to sit at that transformer and run your trains like you did 50 years ago.
That's so wonderful.
50 years for me, 60 for others.
Yeah, you're young like me. I get it. We got a long time to be running trains.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're so thrilled to have you with us today and to tell us. And I know I took you out of a meeting to
quite
grab
right.
you to make you do this.
This is more fun than any meeting.
We've been friends for a long time, and I'm just hoping that this will stimulate more and more people coming.
Yes.
Tony, this is so interesting. I just love what you're doing, and I thank you for everything you're doing in the club. If people want to contact you, how would they do so?
I would suggest the easiest way to get information about the TCA is there, of course, is a website for the TCA National Organization, tca.org, and then there is a website for the TCA Desert Division, which you can Google and find that. If you're in Albuquerque, I would invite you to call me, and I will help you out to get information at 505-898-5946. That's 505-898-5946. Leave a message there, and I will get back to you and tell you all you want to know about the TCA and the Desert Division.
Oh, how wonderful. Isn't this great?
Well,
With all the things going on in the world, it's so nice to have something that's peaceful and wholesome and happy and educational, and I love it.
Well, you watch our modules run, maybe not so peaceful all the time. We have a lot of fun running trains at different events. Our last event was at, where were we? Well, we were down in Socorro for a meet down there.
Oh, good.
We got all our modules on the trailer. We went to Socorro, set up, and while the meet's going on, about 4 or 5 of us will just run trains. Of course, the kids love it, but parents love it too.
Oh yeah, it's for all ages. Really, that's another thing that I find so interesting. There aren't that many things that all ages can do together.
Oh yeah.
And it really is a wonderful education.
Yeah, we can, nowadays, it's always been the case where the little toddlers would have their little wooden trains.
That's right.
And then all the way up to grandpa with his big layout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hope it goes on forever.
I hope so too. Well, thanks to you, Leba. A lot of it will go on and on.
You're kind. Thank you, and you too. It's wonderful to be friends with you and with all of you and doing this together. I just love it.
Well,
so grateful.
Always nice to come down here and see what's developing next around here.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And please come down and run your trains more. Sometimes we don't have somebody running every train, and we need you guys to help us.
Yeah.
We want these children to come in. They don't see anything running.
I have an excuse. Being the baby of the group,
Yeah.
I have to still work for a living.
Oh, you work.
So my volunteer time's sometimes limited.
Oh.
But we just got to push some of these retired guys to come down more often.
That's exactly right. One of our volunteers gave us about $30,000 worth of trains recently and built a showcase right at the back of the
very
building.
nice.
And magnificent trains of your kind. And in some of those train cars, he put people in every seat.
Oh, wow.
So we have so much fine detail
Mhm.
and amazing care and love of this and understanding of it. So come down and see all these wonderful, wonderful exhibits that we have and join us. So please remember this coming weekend, September 28th and 29th from 9 to 2, to come down and see the Wheels Museum. It's all free. The steam locomotive will be here, the vendors will be here. So we'd love to have you come down and celebrate with us New Mexico Railroad Days. On October 12th, we have John Taylor coming. He's one of our most popular speakers. He's a fabulous speaker. He's going to talk about the Civil War in New Mexico. And that's at 10 o'clock on the 12th of October. There's no charge for that. And that will be very, very, very interesting. We're doing something kind of unusual, not related to any of this. On October 26th, the Bead Society is coming. And I helped found the Bead Society many decades ago.
Okay.
And they're coming to put on a show and sale that will benefit the Wheels Museum.
Excellent.
So, yeah, so that'll be fun. So that's from 10 to 2. And then we have, there's a man who writes for the Journal who had an article in the paper recently. He's traveled 75,000 miles in New Mexico by car.
Oh my.
So his name is Greg Hasman. I called him. I said, would you like to give a presentation about 75,000 miles? He said, yeah, I'll talk to you about different places in New Mexico.
Oh,
so,
sure.
So it'll be fun.
Who wouldn't want to go see that?
Exactly.
Yes.
I know you will be here, so I'll be waiting for you.
Because I look for good road trips all the time.
Okay, so this guy has a lot of experience. That's 11 o'clock on November 2nd. That's also free, of course.
Mm-hmm.
On November 9th, Ron Perea is coming to talk at 11 about Route 66. That's one of his favorite subjects. He's written several books about the subject, and that'll be very interesting. And then, I left something out here. But Baker Morrow is coming November 23rd. He is an architect who's been in Albuquerque teaching at the architecture school 50 years,
Okay.
and very prominent man. He's written a book about motorcycles in Albuquerque, motorcycle stories. So that's going to be a lot of fun, very fun. Yeah, and he's coming to talk at 10 o'clock on November 23rd. And at 12, we have George Russell playing music. So that's going to be a busy day. What I failed to tell you, very wonderful thing, on October 19th, we're having a sale of 78 records. So that's going from the olden days.
Sure.
And we're having 78 record sale, and that's going to benefit Wheels. So from $2 up to $200 a record, there's going to be hundreds of 78 records here. So,
wow.
So we're trying to do things all the time that are different and bringing people in. And, you know, we're a 501c3. We're all volunteers. We live on donations down here, and we have to pay our insurance, all that kind of stuff.
How, yes.
Yeah. So please come. There's no charge to come to the museum, and come and see us.
Everything from motorcycles to 78 records.
There you go.
You're doing a great job there,
They all
Leba.
go around. They all go around. You know, Wheels is an acronym.
Oh, that's
you know
true.
that.
That's true.
Yeah. So I cannot thank you again for being my friend and for doing what you're doing, and I hope to see you a lot. And
okay,
let's keep at it. Let's keep running down that track.
Well, the TCA is very strong and very active, and you'll see some of us here at the Wheels Museum anytime you come down. Most of the times you come down.
Sure.
And
That's what we want.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh,
Leba.
I'm thrilled. Thank you very, very much.